Have you ever found yourself overwhelmed by distressing thoughts as the evening sets in? You're not alone. Many people, especially our youth, face this challenge every night, and this pattern has led to more suicidal thinking and even suicide attempts at night. This is grim, but there's hope and things that we can do to help this. That's what I'm talking about today. I'm Dr. Tracey Marks, a psychiatrist, and I make mental health education videos. Research recently presented at the Sleep 2023 conference showed that young people were more likely to experience suicidal thoughts and even attempt suicide in the evening and night. Why does this happen? Here's a few possible reasons. Probably the two most influential reasons are having a disrupted circadian rhythm and having reduced distractions in the evening. Your circadian rhythm regulates your sleep-wake cycle, and it also affects your mood and behavior. We see disruptions in this rhythm in the mood disorders like major depression and bipolar disorder, where people in a depressive episode can sleep 10 or 12 hours, and people in a manic episode can have trouble sleeping more than a few hours, or have completely reversed day-night sleep patterns, being awake all night and then sleeping during the day. It's very common for teenagers to have a body clock that's longer than 24 hours, making them lean more in the direction of night owls and have trouble falling asleep before midnight. Many teens grow out of this pattern, but some don't. Then if you add ADHD on top of the problem, it's even more pronounced and persistent. Then you add on the fact that nighttime tends to be unstructured compared to the daytime. At nighttime, we're alone with our thoughts, and the lack of distractions combined with the quiet of the night can amplify self-critical ruminations and negative self-talk. Then another factor that may have less impact, but still some, is worry about the next day. The anxiety that this creates can be huge for teens and people with social anxiety. The worry can lead to dread and then to hopelessness. Another concerning finding related to youth and suicide comes from research out of Johns Hopkins that was presented at the American Psychiatric Association in 2023 at the annual meeting. Their study showed that youth who commit suicide using firearms often used family-owned guns. When the researchers interviewed the family members, many of them saw gun ownership as important to their identity and freedom and did not see it as a danger to have in their home. Gun ownership is very personal and political, but from a clinical perspective, people who struggle with mental issues should not have loaded firearms in their home. Having suicidal thoughts is a huge predictor of suicidal behavior. Some people think about it but never act on it. But the people who act on it don't always warn you that that's what they're thinking about. Given the pattern of increased suicidal thoughts at night, your loved ones can look okay in the afternoon, but then be flooded with these negative thoughts in the evening that they eventually succumb to if they have easy access to something like a firearm. So understanding the problem is just the beginning. How can we reduce this nighttime mental distress? You can start with strategies that help keep your circadian rhythm aligned to a 24-hour day-night cycle. A couple of things that help with this are maintaining a consistent bedtime routine and minimizing your exposure to blue light in the evenings. You get blue light from devices like phones and tablets, but also household fluorescent and LED lights emit a small amount of blue light. So even if your device has a night mode to reduce the blue light, having a lot of lights turned on in your home in the evening can still expose you to enough blue light to delay your nighttime melatonin release. Melatonin is the hormone that is released from your brain that signals to the rest of your body that it's nighttime and time to get ready to go to sleep. You probably can't walk around your home in the dark, so an easier way to deal with the various light sources is to wear blue light blocking glasses 2 hours before your bedtime. When you put these glasses on, it's as if you're walking around in darkness because your eyes and your brain see the absence of blue light to mean that your environment is dark. It's really a nice workaround. Usually the lenses have an orange or amber tint that absorbs the blue light. This is just one step to set the foundation for improving your sleep and therefore decreasing your vulnerability to the nighttime rumination. Another thing you can do is develop a soothing bedtime ritual to reduce distress. And this could be things like reading before bed, spending time with a loved one, and doing things that you enjoy before bed. These pleasant activities create a sense of safety and grounding. Now, these things may not keep your thoughts away. Dialectical behavior therapy was originally designed to treat borderline personality disorder, but it's not limited to that disorder. DBT offers a comprehensive range of coping strategies under its distress tolerance module. These skills are designed to help you navigate through and withstand crisis situations without making them worse. Here are some distress tolerance skills that can be particularly helpful for the evening distress. The first one is tip skills. T stands for temperature. Changing your body temperature can rapidly alter your mood. For example, splashing your face with cold water or taking a cold shower can help reduce anxiety by activating your vagus nerve. The vagus nerve is the brake pedal that has the opposite effect of adrenaline. Taking a warm bath is another way to change your body temperature. I stands for intense exercise. Engaging in brief, intense physical activity can help release built-up stress and tension. This could be as simple as doing a set of push-ups, jumping jacks, or going for a brisk walk if it's not too late in the evening. P stands for paced breathing. Slowing down your breathing helps calm the nervous system, also through activating your vagus nerve. There are lots of ways you can control your breathing. Taking deep, controlled breaths from your abdomen and then exhaling is one pattern. The other P stands for paired muscle relaxation. This involves tensing and then relaxing different muscle groups in the body. This is also called progressive muscle relaxation. To help keep up with the muscle groups, you can start from your head and then work your way down to your feet or move upward, go in the opposite direction. This exercise relaxes your body and can also be a mindful exercise as you turn your attention away from what's going on in the room or in your life and focus on the muscle groups and how it feels to tense and relax them. How do you actually implement this? The idea is that you go through all of the tip steps. Depending on how long you spend on the temperature step, it should take no more than 30 minutes. And this may seem like a lot of things to do, but the time is going to pass no matter what you're doing. So you can spend it ruminating, or you can spend it actively engaged in activities that distract your thoughts and physically relax your body. Let me give you one more distress tolerance skill, and that's the wise mind accepts. Wise mind is a concept from DBT that represents the intersection between our emotional mind and our reasonable or logical mind. Your emotional mind is when you're ruled by feelings, emotions, and moods, and potentially impulsive actions. Decisions made from the emotional mind might lack foresight and logical grounding. Then you have your reasonable or logical mind. This is when decisions are based solely on facts, logic, and reason without taking emotions into account. And while these decisions are well informed, they might lack emotional insight or understanding. The wise mind represents the balance or integration of the emotional and reasonable minds. It's the place where logical thinking and emotional experiences come together, allowing you to make decisions that honor your feelings and represent the facts. So with Wise Minds Accepts exercise, you tap into your wise mind while engaging in these activities. These activities are designed to distract you from your distressing thoughts. Here's the Accepts exercise. A stands for activities. Engage in a hobby or activity that captures your attention, like drawing, playing music, or crafting. C stands for contributing. With this, you're doing something kind for others, like writing someone a note or doing a small chore for a family member. The other C stands for comparisons. This is where you widen your perspective on things. Compare your situation to someone who may be experiencing a similar challenge. Are there things that they had to deal with that you didn't? You can use anything that's bothering you and think about how someone else may be dealing with the same thing, but not have the same resources that you have. E stands for emotions. You want to invoke the opposite emotion to what you're experiencing, like watch a funny movie or listen to uplifting music to counteract the negative feelings. P stands for pushing away. You create an image in your mind to leave the distressing situation. Visualize a protective wall between yourself and the source of distress. T stands for thoughts. Focus your mind on something other than what's distressing. This could be counting, doing puzzles, or reading. S stands for sensations. Use your senses to distract you, like holding onto an ice cube, snapping a rubber band lightly on your wrist, or chewing something that has a strong flavor. DBT has a lot of useful skills to manage distressing thoughts and emotions. If you still struggle with suicidal thoughts or negative self-talk, even after trying these, you may need to seek the help of a professional, such as a therapist or psychiatrist, depending on the severity of your emotions. If you're in the United States, 988 is the suicide prevention line that's available 24 hours. And if you really feel out of control, you should go to your nearest emergency room so you can be in a safe environment. Thanks for watching. See you next time.